Good morning, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 221 Southwest Vermont Street here in Portland. I think technically it's 0221. Anyway, we're down in the basement here with a 4-inch ABS cleanout as our point of access. We're going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Now, when I was out here recently, we got about 2 feet in and there was a large separation in the pipe with a bunch of rocks coming into the sewer line. And we're going to now make sure that repair looks good and scope the rest away to the street. We just flushed the toilet. We have enough water, but we have to leave it turned off here because it'll pour out of the clean out. So I mentioned that just because we have put water down the line and we let it drain out. Well, here we go. And it was right here in this particular spot where we had the rocks coming into the pipe. We've already gone past that. We do have standing water here right off the bat, and quite a lot of it. Yeah, at that point there, we got a earthworm coming into the line. That's probably there from when the line was separated and opened up to the ground. Just going through that belly here, this is going to be our best look at it because the camera's going to likely slosh water in and out of this. The belly starts here at 2 feet, and it's sitting right at, that water line level is going almost up to the top of the pipe there. We've got about at least 2, if not 3 inches. I actually think it fills up all the way. Just once you get in here far enough, you can't see the actual depth of that water. But we've got, looks like dang near 4 inches of standing water in this particular spot here. So I am going to recommend a repair there to correct that. Again, the belly starts at 2 feet, and it dissipates out here at about 10 feet. It's about an 8-foot long belly. And I do recommend a repair there to fix that. Luckily, the ground is already opened up out there for the repair that was just done, so half the work at least is, well, roughly half of it has already been dug up. And a little bit more standing water here. It's very insignificant, though. It's not even like a 1/16 of an inch of standing water. All right, we do have some separation in this joint. If you look up at the top there, what's there is so minimal, it's hard to tell if we've got little bits of dirt coming into the line or not there. You could also just be having debris sticking to that lip there on the pipe too. And you can have a joint that has some level of separation and still be sealed off of the ground. If it's a glued joint with a coupling on the outside of it, it can still be, anyway, sealed off here. We do have water that's kind of standing right inside that joint. So without being able to turn the camera and look into there, it's very hard to tell if that joint's open to the ground or not. Another reason I think it might be is you can see, if you look at the top half of that, there is some stuff that's collected there. Which again, when you have a lip like that, when the toilet's flushing, stuff can get hung up on the joint as it comes down the line. And a similar situation here. Some more earthworms there. So, and the earthworms, it's actually an important thing to see there. If you have a line that's open to the ground, the earthworms will go in and out of these separated joints. It's very difficult to confirm that without being able to. If you look between the 2 pieces of pipe there, you can see that there's black in between. As best I can tell, that looks like it is still closed off to the ground. But I don't know why it's separated. It's possible that a dry fit joint, it's really hard to gauge that. Just visually looking at it. Another similar situation here. These pieces of pipe aren't butted up totally tight against each other. transitions here over to 3034 PVC pipe. Appears to still be 4-inch in diameter. We've just gone past 2 openings into the line here. In fact, we've gone past 2 of them. I'm assuming that we have other homes connecting into this pipe. You'd have to check records to verify that. And then right here at 58 feet, this appears to be the main lateral connection. I'm going to go locate to verify that. Being that this is a very new installation, this line here is not that old, I would assume that the city has approved of those connections into the line, but you'd have to check records to verify that. Okay, located the camera head here. There is actually a white T-marking right out at the very edge of the driveway skirt where the line connects to the main. I pulled it back here just to locate where these connections were. They appear to be active sewer line connections, as best I can tell here. And again, given the newness of the line, I would assume that the city has approved this connection here. I would still look into it just to verify that. Okay, going past these spots here again, I'm not going to recommend any repair on it. In between the joints, as best I can see, it looks like I'm still seeing black in color, which generally means there's a coupling or Fernco around it. I'm not seeing roots or any large amount of dirt coming through. The stuff that's stuck at that joint there is a very similar color to the film that's on the bottom of the pipe. When a toilet flush comes down the line, it shoots water from top to bottom, and that's likely how that stuff got caught in the joint there. But we do have earthworms. We've counted about 3 of them, which can be a sign that you have a separated joint, which we already know we did have. We had a bunch of rocks coming into the pipe, and I'm assuming that's where those worms came from. Is generally, if they're going in and out of a joint over and over and over again, you'll get a little mound that will be created where they're tunneling through. I am going to recommend a repair here, though, to correct this joint. Again, it dissipates out at about 10 feet, starts at 2 feet. I'll mark with white paint out front. Alright, located and marked this out front. We're just about underneath where the tarp is laid out, where they put the dirt out there, a few feet from a little tree. Marked it with a white X. We're only about 2 feet 5 inches deep here. Okay, and I'm going to go mark right here as well. This is probably going to be on the exposed pipe. I'll just put a little white paint marking wherever that may be. Alright, I put a whole bunch of spray paint right on the very first rubber fern coat you can see as the line exits the foundation of the house in the open ditch that's out there, or the trench. It's sprayed right on the fern coat, and it's right at that fern coat where the standing water starts at. Anyway, going back to those separated joints that we saw earlier, which is similar to this one here, you can see how we have two pieces of pipe that aren't butted up right up against each other, but we have black in between. This could still be sealed off from the ground while being separated at the same time. Now, those joints out further, unless you did soil testing, there's really no way to confirm whether it's open to the ground or not. And again, because it has been, that's more than likely how all these worms got into the sewer line here. Now, the water's flowing past those points. I don't see any obvious signs. There's no gaping holes at those joints letting water flow out that I can see visually. There is the potential, though, that they could actually be separated. It's very hard to confirm that without doing soil testing, and they're just not big old massive separations to begin with. We're going to go ahead and reel the camera on out of the line here. Recommend a spot repair to fix the belly from 2 feet to 10 feet, because we have about 3 to 4 inches of standing water there. And then I recommend a rescope afterwards to make sure that the repair was done correctly. Aside from that, beyond those small separated joints, which I can't even confirm, we have good flow to the main beyond this belly here, and all the pipe appears to be in good condition. It's kind of up to you whether you want to go the route of trying to do soil sampling. The way I'm looking at it here is it looks like those worms got into the line through the big old hole that was in it, letting the rocks come into the pipe too.